Good evening and welcome to our streaming broadcast of American Legion baseball action on TableRockSports.net. Today is the first day of the Coach K Memorial Classic, memorializing longtime Mustangs manager, the late Sandy Kensinger. And tonight, his old team, the Medford Mustangs, are playing host to the Reno Knights, a program that has been a formidable opponent over the years. And these two teams will end up seeing a lot of each other during holiday tournaments, such as like we had the recent 4th of July tournament over in Reno. And so, once again, they kind of get a chance to see each other. As a matter of fact, these two teams recently squared off on Independence Day, and there the Mustangs ended up taking an 8-3 victory against the Knights, a game in which Easton Douglas went 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI, and picking up the win on the hill for the Mustangs was Dom Daffron. So the Knights will be looking for a measure of vengeance this evening as they get ready to square off. And, of course, we're just a week away from the state tournament. That'll be right here. And then a couple of weeks away will be regional. So the action really beginning to heat up along with the weather. Fortunately, at game time here just south of Medford, the air quality hasn't been much of a factor. If you look down the road to the northeast, then you see all of the activity and the smoke from the Evans Creek fire. But thankfully, down here on this part of the valley, the air quality is at least, shall we say, decent. As we move into game time, it's 79 degrees. The air quality index is actually in the good category at 38. So much for the weather report there. Looking forward to watching these two teams in action. They always give each other a good battle. As you can see right now, we've got the respective coaches there. Pete Savage for the Knights and John King for the Mustangs. Little discussion, pregame discussion with the home plate umpire, the umpiring crew, and also the exchange of the lineup cards. What we'll do right now is we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and when we return, we'll get you ready for the Mustangs and the Knights. American Legion AAA Baseball on TableRockSports.net.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
We're at Harry and David Field in Medford, just south of town, moments away from the first pitch between the Knights and the Mustangs. Jim McCoy along with Joseph Brett on the camera. He also has the headset on for a little bit of color commentator. And also we have with us, who's the guy who's going to be on Table Rock Sports, the new Grants Pass guy this season, and a Grants Pass native, Dylan Foster. And he's going to be starting to get his feet wet a little bit, working on some of the controls this evening and watching us in action as far as getting all the equipment set up is on all where all of that is concerned. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. First, let's go ahead and go for the batting order for the visiting Knights. Leading off and playing center field will be Daniel DeConte. He'll be followed in the order by the shortstop, Colin Sala. Hitting third and playing first base will be Troy Riley. The cleanup man will be the pitcher, Sawyer Sala. Hitting fifth and playing left field will be Jackson Matthews. He'll be followed by the catcher, Oliver Cook. The number 7 hitter playing right field will be Danny Kashishian, and he'll be followed by the number 8 hitter, Donovan Licata. And hitting in the 9th spot and playing the hot corner is Pike Adrian. Looking at the batting order for the Medford Mustangs, leading off and pitching, it'll be Cade Patterson. He'll be followed in the order by the center fielder, Brady Patterson. Hitting third will be Sean McFall playing third base. The cleanup man will be the first baseman, Blake Patro. Easton Douglas will catch and hit fifth. He'll be followed by Morgan Austin, the shortstop. The number 7 hitter is the left fielder, Mason Snopel. Hitting eighth and playing right field will be Grady Sickler. And the number 9 man will be the second baseman, Keegan Painter. Mustangs coming in with a record of 21-9. They're 6-5 in Area 4 action. They're coming off a sweep Monday of the SunWest Generals from the Bend, Redmond area. Taking his warm-ups, the Mustangs wearing their red uniforms with the off-color white pants and the blue socks, blue and white socks. Patterson coming in. He's been more or less the ace for the Mustangs. This will be his sixth start of the year in 28 innings. He's allowed 22 hits, just 8 earned runs, 17 walks, 32 strikeouts, boasting a 5-1 record. He's the team leader in wins with an ERA of just 2 points. So you're talking about a guy who can rake and a guy that can pitch as well. And Joseph, I think you would agree with the main thing with Pedersen is if he's got his command going for him, that he'll have a heck of a game.
Yeah, if he can keep to the strike zone, he's going to have a pretty good time against these Reno Knights. Dominic Daffrin was the guy who pitched against these guys the one time these two teams have met this season. He's not having the greatest season on the mound. You know, he's just over 4 runs per inning, but he had his best outing of the year against these Reno Knights where he gave up only 8 hits, 3 runs, had 4 strikeouts, and went all 7 innings against this Reno team that we're playing here today. Now they have to face Pedersen here, and I think that he's going to definitely give them some trouble, and it's a good opportunity probably to see him go to the distance if he's got his stuff going and working for him.
Well, right now he's got the 0-2 advantage against the Knights center fielder, DeConte, wearing number 9, right-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Bouncing ball, a seeing eye base hit, gives the Knights their first runner of the game. So on 0-2, and really it was the type of deal, that one just snuck through.
That's just a good piece of hitting right there. Seeing the outside pitch, stepping into it just a little bit, not too much, and not over swinging through the baseball, just making good contact, putting it there through the hole and getting on base and doing your job as a leadoff hitter.
So Colin Sala comes to the plate, looks that one in from Pedersen for a ball. And looking at the base runner, DeConte, he got a decent little lead over there. Douglas behind the plate this evening. It will be interesting to watch the battle. Pedersen more or less letting DeConte know, it's like, I see you. Try to get a feel for the base running aggressiveness of this team. Here, the return to the pitcher ends up getting away, but fortunately no damage done there. We got a 1-1 count. The infield for the Mustangs, Patro, Painter. Over at third is McFall. And the shortstop is Morgan Austin. Hitter showing bunt. Pulls it back. Ball is the call, and it's 2-1. Bouncing ball hit to short. Austin, the feed to second for 1 out. Across for 2. The pitcher's best friend. The double play clears the bases, and we've got 2 gone. So the Mustangs defensively off to a good start this evening on the 6-4-3 double play. Occasionally their gloves have betrayed them, but here, off to a great start right there. Pedersen trying to hit that inside corner, misses. To Troy Riley. Riley ahead 2-0. Flag out in left field. They got a decent breeze blowing out here, and it will get a little bit windy here at night. A hitter's count for Riley. Pitch. Up and away. Riley gets aboard on the bases on balls. And here is Sawyer Sala with an opportunity to help his cause with 2 gone and a man at first. The Coach K tournament just getting underway, and runner down to second. Balk call there against Pedersen. So runner in scoring position. Sala, lefty hitter. And Sala ahead here against his opposite. Inside. Should Sala reach? We got Jackson Matthews, the left fielder, on deck. Pedersen comes to the plate. So another deep count here. Advantage to the hitter, Sala. That one right down Broadway. Take the count to 3-1. Bouncing ball hit down to second. Painter to Patro. And that'll retire the side. For the Knights, no runs, 1 hit. And a man left the board. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back in 1 minute with more American Legion baseball action on TableRockSports.net.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans, Find out more. Visit heartinsurance.com.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Super.
Here at Harry and David Field, we'll go to the home half of the first inning. For the Mustangs, it'll be Patterson, and McFall. Defensively, it goes like this for the Knights. Playing first base is Riley along the infield. Second is Licata. Playing third is Pike Adrian. And the shortstop is Colin Sala. The outfield, Matthews in left, DeConte in center, and Conshishian in right field. The battery, Oliver Cook. And the starting pitcher, the right-hander, is Sawyer Sala. And if memory serves me correctly, we saw him in the Coach K Classic last year out at Eagle Point. Looking at games coming up, like I said, this is just the first day of the tournament. The Medford Mustangs will be in action again tomorrow night, and we'll have that for you here on Table Rock Sports. The Mustangs will play host to Lido's Lab. As for the Knights, they'll also be playing Lido's Lab, and that game will be at 4:30. Earlier in the day, Southern Oregon Baseball playing host to the Salem WellCare Dodgers. That game will be at 11:30. And then at 2 p.m., it'll be Bombat Northwest against the Salem WellCare Dodgers. Cade Pedersen, 357 average. A loud strike there. Pedersen hitting 357, team high 5 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Team leader in walks with 24, also struck out 24 times. On base percentage of .500, leading the team. He'll foul that one back. Sala ahead 0-2. Pitch outside. Tried to see if he couldn't get him fishing, and Pedersen will look that one by. Sala winds, fires. We're even up at 2-2. Pitch fouled off. Pedersen stays alive. 2-2. Pedersen out of North Medford High School. His senior year coming up. It's a bouncing ball wide of first. So Pedersen continues to make Sala pitch. Temperatures for the tournament this go around, a little bit cooler than what we had at the tournament last year. So here, Pedersen goes from an 0-2 count to running the count full. Payoff pitch. And Pedersen draws the walk. So that'll be his 25th free pass of the season. And he'll get the courtesy runner.
McFall, I believe.
Ryan McFall. Yeah, he's almost kind of like the lead guy for serving in that capacity. So he'll come in for Patterson, and Patterson will take his seat on the bench. And here is Brady Patterson. We see him a lot at catcher, but tonight he's patrolling center field while Patterson takes the hill. Strike on the outside corner. Patterson hitting .304, a home run and 15 runs batted in. Patterson from the North Medford program. Pitch, and he'll yank that one foul. That will head over toward the berm, wide of right field. Patterson, 3 steals and 3 attempts. So he can run, but he doesn't often. 1-2 the count. And in the 3 spot on deck is Sean McFall. Throw back to first. Patterson gets back in time. Throw over. And Joseph, you and I have talked a little bit about, in the big show, they have put limitations on how often you can go over like that.
Yeah, they trickle down effect too. Moving towards college, and I think it's a good idea to bring down here to the high school level as well. Some of these kids get really happy, throwing over to first and third, and we get some pretty long games at the high school level, and I think that's a really good rule to bring in. A lot of new changes coming to high school baseball next year, bats and bag changes, and being able to use the audio devices from the dugout to your catcher or your pitcher, and just different things. But I think in the next couple of years, that's something you'll probably see them implement as well.
That pitch way outside for a ball. The catcher for the Knights, Oliver Cook, doing a good job of keeping that one in front of him to keep Patterson from advancing. Well, sometimes when you get involved in that much throwing over, you can kind of tend to lose sight of the hitter. And here, Patterson ends up taking off, and Patterson with the single to right field. To left field, I should say. We got 2 on, nobody out. And statistically speaking, the best hitter on the team, Sean McFall, coming up. He has 44 hits and 102 at-bats, a pair of home runs, second on the team in RBIs with 31. And you always got to like this ratio, 11 walks to 5 strikeouts. Batting average of .431, on-base percentage at .487.
And the way the ball's coming out of Sala's hand here, I wouldn't be surprised if McFall jumps on top of one and puts it down the left field line. As he lays down a bunt.
Yep,
nobody
the bunt.
there.
And it's ruled a fair ball. So we've got bases loaded and nobody out for big Blake Patro.
Good hitter there, laying down the bunt. Had me fooled, and obviously had the coaching staff and the Reno Knights fooled as well.
So we have Blake Patro team leader in RBIs with 35 on the year. Second on the team in batting average with 416. First baseman and pitcher out of Cascade Christian High School. He's going into his junior year. Also part of the Challenger program in football. Big offensive lineman. Here he's going to go ahead and drive one up the middle. That's going to fall in for a base hit. A run will come home. 2 runs will come home. The runners will move up. So a pair of runs score. Patterson comes home. And then we have an error on the play, allowing the base runners to advance to second and third. So now we've got McFall at third, Patro at second. 2-0 ball game with nobody out. And out of South Medford High School, we're going to have the lefty hitting Easton Douglas.
Yeah, you face this Mustangs baseball team, and you're going to have your hands full. A lot of really good hitters from across the valley in this lineup. Douglas, just another one of those guys. The 2-hitter for the Panthers this season, working behind the plate. He's a great catcher, but for the Panthers, I believe he hit just about 400 on the season for South Medford, just behind Keegan Painter, who was the Panthers' leadoff hitter.
Well, speaking of his hitting prowess during the summer, he's hit .340 on the season. No home runs, 15 runs batted in, scored 17. Coach King likes versatility, and Douglas, when he's not catching, not unusual to see him in the outfield. Here, he'll take the pitch inside. So the Mustangs stake themselves to a 2-0 lead early on. No outs yet. Here, he'll yank it foul. That one will head out to the road and even up the count at 1-1. As I mentioned, the Mustangs tomorrow night will take on Lido's Lab. Then on Saturday, Mustangs will play 2, but they're going to do a split shift. They'll take on Salem at 11:30, and then take on the Bomb Bat Northwest squad at 7 o'clock. Here, play at the plate, and they get them. So, runner thrown out at home.
An interesting decision there by McFall to just continue back to home plate there. He didn't even attempt to get into a pickle or anything. And, you know, statistically speaking, the best option is to try to get into that pickle, slide back into the base in which you came from, as that's the run back base. You're going to be safe more often than not going back to the base that you started at.
Strikeout and assist to the catcher Cook as the third strike is dropped. So now we've got 2 out in the inning. And here is Morgan Austin. Austin from Crater High School. One of Jake Campbell's boys, hitting .330 on the season. Team leader in runs scored with 28. Morgan tries to drop that in the opposite way. Trying to make the play. Riley runs out of room. So we got a 1-1 count with 2 gone and a runner at third. Austin hits that one up the middle. That's going to go under the outstretched glove of the shortstop, and that'll bring Blake Patro home to make it a 3-0 ball game. Morgan Austin with the RBI single. Mason Snowpole. Like his Crater teammate Austin, he's also hitting .330 on the year. And here he lofts it in the air in the direction of right field. That's going to fall out of play. Snowpole playing left field this evening. We'll also see him in the infield. I've had a couple scenarios where they've slid McFall over to shortstop, put Snowpole at third. Sala with the 0-1 pitch, and that one, line drive hit to left center field, and that one's going to fall in.
Seven, yeah.
So we've got an error in the outfield, keeps the inning alive for the Mustangs. So they have runners at the corners.
See if Snowpole can keep things going here for, or that's not Snowpole.
Snowpole on first, and who we have here? Grady Sickler.
Sickler. See if Sickler can keep things going here for the Mustangs. They're seeing the ball really well out of Sala's hand. You know, he's got good movement on his fastball, but it kind of just hangs up there just a little bit, and that's kind of a hitter's favorite pitch right there. That one, not as much movement, got downhill, and that's the pitch that you want to try to throw, because right now a lot of those, when he's got movement on it, they're just hanging, and they're hanging at the waist, and the Mustangs just seeing it really well and teeing off on it, and it shows on that last one out into the gap. And there's another one in the hole.
Sickler hits one out to left, and that ended up going through for a base hit. He's going to go ahead and grab an extra base while he's at it. So with that, Morgan Austin comes around. Sickler coming into the game hitting .250. Bounces one through, and the Mustangs bring to the plate the 9th hitter of the inning, Keegan Painter. Painter looks at the pitch outside and gets ahead 1-0. He's got a runner at third and a runner at second. Little check swing. Fouled away, and we got a 1-1 count. Painter, one of the top hitters on the team, .375 average. He scored 22 runs, so he's up among the leaders in runs scored. And he and Snowpole tied for the team lead in stolen bases with 11 apiece. That pitch bounces and ricochets pretty much just about off of everybody. Cook got nicked on that, landed on Painter, and now a 3-1 count with 2 gone. The Mustangs with the 4-0 lead.
And Sala already up to 31 pitches here in the first inning.
Sala comes to the plate, ball hit in the air to right field. That'll go foul. out of play. For some young, enterprising youngster out there, it would be souvenir night for him. Got a 2-2 count with 2 gone.
I miss the days of when you were a youngster at Legion baseball games and at games my parents used to play in hardball and stuff. Every foul ball was a quarter.
Oh, I got to like that.
There was always a table at Legion games. There was always a table at the old man baseball games. And you grabbed a foul ball, you brought it back to the table, and you got a quarter.
That's right. Your dad played Roy Hobbs League for a couple of years, didn't he?
Oh, for a long time.
Bouncing ball hit up the middle. That's going to be a tough play there. Legging out the hit is Keegan Painter. And coming home, Snopel to make it a 5-0 ball game. Sickler advances to third on the play.
That slow chopper right there to the second baseman. You might get most of these guys, but Painter, who leads the team, or is tied atop the leaderboard for steals on the team, one of the fastest guys on the field, is going to beat that out 9 times out of 10.
So we've batted around. Pedersen led off this game with a walk and later scored. Fouls that one back over the net and out of play. Yeah, I tell you what, if they rewarded you with quarters on this game, you could make bank doing that.
I do remember one Legion game when I was a youngster. I had to have made, or one Legion tournament here in town, I had to have made $20 just in quarters. And I remember at Roy Hobbs, old man's baseball tournament down in California, I probably made $40 or $50.
Yeah.
The good old days of being a kid at the ball field.
Absolutely.
It's not like that anymore.
Pedersen bowls it foul. 0-2 the count. Advantage Sala, who has labored through this inning, and a balk call.
Maybe when I'm no longer coaching sports and calling sports, and I come out to watch my kids maybe at the Legion level and stuff, hopefully, maybe I'll set up a table and just bring rolls of quarters for the kids and
there you go.
Bring back the fun.
There you go. With the balk call, 6-0 ball game, runner in scoring position. Pedersen hits that up the middle for a base hit. Runner coming around third. You know that Painter with his speed's got the green light to come home, and Coach Savage is going to make a call to the bullpen.
36 pitches.
That is a long inning. That's kind of like me when I say about my golf game. It's like I shot a 60, then there was a second hole.
7 runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk.
Okay.
To his credit, of those 7 runs, only 3 of those are earned.
All right. So we're looking at an updated bracket because the Bombats did not come to the tournament. So just to bring you up to date on that, the game, Lido's Lab will play the Mustangs for you fans here locally. That game will be at 7. The Knights, for the Knights fans watching along the way, they'll play Lido's Lab at 4:30 tomorrow. Then it'll be Klamath Falls. They're the newcomers to the tournament. They have signed up and come in. They'll play Salem at 2 o'clock. And then Southern Oregon Baseball will take on Salem at 11:30. So good eye there, Beach. We've got that sorted out, working with an old bracket. So Medford jumping out to the 7-0 lead. Call to the pen. A couple of errors have been in part the undoing of the Knights. But again, as Joseph has been talking about, the Mustangs obviously seeing the ball very well.
Yeah, Sala just left way too many pitches hanging in the middle of the plate. And he had good movement to it, but he wasn't starting inside enough, and he wasn't starting off the plate enough. He just left those pitches hanging middle, and the Mustangs picked up on that really early, and they did a good job of putting the ball where the defense wasn't. And for Sala, kind of sucks. You give up 7. Only 3 of those are earned, though, because of a couple of mistakes by his teammates out in the field. But
now Kyle Davies will try to get his team out of the inning. Davies, right-handed pitcher, out of the stretch.
And now it's going to be for the Mustangs, just put the game away.
Absolutely.
They from a few that I've seen and from following them and following their games on Game Changer, a lot of times they like to let teams kind of battle back, make things interesting.
Yeah, there's been a few games like that I can think of. The first game that we streamed over in Central Point, the Mustangs easily pulled a 10-0 win. Bouncing ball hit to second, throw over to first, and that will retire the side. But for the Mustangs, they end up scoring 7 runs on 7 hits. The Knights commit 2 errors. We'll take a 60-second timeout, then we'll be back with the top of the second here on TableRockSports.net.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Back here at Harry and David Field, the Mustangs get out on the front foot, to borrow a little bit of soccer phraseology. And now we'll see the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Knights. Jackson Matthews, followed by Oliver Cook and Danny Kashishian. Matthews takes a strike from Patterson. Cade hits the outside corner. Next pitch. Patterson. Little extended stretch of time off has not resulted in any rust here in terms of him throwing dots here to the leadoff hitter in the top of the second. Bouncing ball. Hit wide of third. It remains an 0-2 count. Joseph and I joined by Dylan Foster. Foster becoming a part of the team at Table Rock Sports. Grant's past product will get a chance to call games for his hometown team. Here, Patterson takes care of Matthews as he makes his way back to the bench. Here's Oliver Cook. One gone in the inning. Pedersen pours that one in for a strike.
So that's the difference in that pitch with some movement on it. Pedersen there started it just outside from the middle of the plate, finishes on the outside part of the plate, and Sala was just leaving that same pitch, over the middle, and the Mustangs did a good job of hitting it. Pedersen doing a good job with his placement here through the first inning and a third.
He's ahead here of Cook at 0-2. Here comes the pitch, fouled away. Pedersen, the lone lefty on the Mustang staff this season. Recent years, Tristan Malari out of South Medford was a part of the program, and then we also had another of the Douglas boys here from South Medford that they could throw out a lot at you from either side. Pedersen, team leader in wins with 5. Third on the team in strikeouts. For Pedersen, this is his 6th start of the year. And definitely he's one of those guys, as he's grown and matured as a player, that one of the areas where you can see some real growth in him and is thinking from last summer to this one is his command. Line drive hit to center field. Making the play, Brady Patterson. Had to hustle to get that one, but he records the out. There's 2 down. Testament to Pedersen keeping the ball down low. That's just the first flyout of the game. Otherwise, he's induced a double play and a 4-3 ground out. And that hit by DeConte, actually, that was a bouncing ball that snuck its way through. 1-1 count. The Kashishian. Foul ball hit off to the left.
Not in the morning.
1-2 to the Knights right fielder.
Yeah, me too. I'm doing all these Saturday and Sunday.
1-2 offering. Lashes that one back. Pitch outside. Two the count. And did he go? He did not. So we got a full count at 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. And Kashishian draws the base on balls. The second one issued by Pedersen in the ball game. And here's Donovan Licata.
The second baseman, number 15, Donovan Licata.
Wait a minute. Looks like now Davies, who came in to pitch, number 27, looks like now he's hitting in place of Licata.
Correction at the plate. He's the pitcher, number 27, Kyle Davies.
Which then would lead me to believe this what they did to the starting pitcher Sawyer Sala. must have moved into play second base. So remaining in the lineup, a little bit of a, well, the double switch. 0-1 count. So it's Davies the hitter, and that one gets away from Douglas as Kasishian hustles down to second. Knights looking to try to get that goose egg off the board. Anderson hits that outside corner. He's ahead now, 1-2. Runner at second. 2 out. And they'll call a ball here.
Didn't miss by much.
No, he didn't. Swing and a miss for Pedersen. That is his second strikeout of the game. After 1.5, it is Medford 7 and Reno nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Back here at Harry and David Field, so I think we're up to date now as Pete Savage has shuffled his defensive alignment. Daniel DeConte has moved over to right field. Troy Riley has gone from first base to center field. Then we've got Danny Kashishian, who has moved from right field to second. Davies is pitching. And then Sawyer Sala, who started the game, is now playing first base. Did you catch all that? You'll be quizzed on it later. So here's McFall to lead things off. He laid down a sacrifice bunt, got a board in the first, and then was thrown out at home. Davies gets that one over for a strike. 0-1. So with the revamped schedule, for you Mustang fans, they'll be in action tomorrow at 7 against Lido's Lab. Salem Wellcare, they'll play on Saturday in the evening. And that one will fall in fair for McFall. And he's going to go ahead and take it on into third for the triple.
That's what I was expecting last time when he got up to the plate, and I called that he was going to get out in front of one and drive it down the left field line. They surprised Reno with the bunt. It worked out perfectly for the Mustangs. But here, just a little bit late on the call, is McFall down the left field line. And it turns into a triple because he gets a nice bounce off the fence.
Team leader in triples with 5. Also the team leader in doubles. So while McFall maybe doesn't quite have the home run power of Patterson, he does have the what we would call back in the day alley power. And plenty of it.
Davies, he's kind of got that same delivery as Sala did, who started the ball game. And I don't know if that's going to work out very well for Reno here, because the Mustangs were seeing the starter really well, and you're kind of getting the same stuff coming in behind him.
Here's swing and a miss by Patro. Patro singled and scored a run in the first inning. Runner at third. Nobody out.
Good job by Cook of getting in front of that one and keeping the ball in front.
Mustangs with 8 hits thus far in the ball game. There's a strike. 1 and 2.
I don't know about that one. Batter Patro, I think, agrees with me up here.
I think so.
Look on his face back to the dugout was like, I don't know.
Davies misses on that offering. That'll even up the count at 2 and 2. Easton Douglas, Mustangs catcher, the on-deck hitter. McFall at third. And Patro will pop that one up. Sala records the out. And there's one gone.
The catcher, number 12, Easton Douglas.
Easton Douglas struck out his first at-bat tonight. RBI opportunity here with McFall at third. Pitch outside from Davies as Douglas gets ahead. Douglas pulls it foul, 1 and 1. Ground ball hit the shortstop. Throw across the infield is in time. Douglas is out, but the run comes home.
Does his job.
There you go. Just get some contact, and McFall extends the Mustang lead. It's an 8-0 ball game. Here's Morgan Austin. Austin hit an RBI single and scored in the first. Here he'll hit that one. Foul. So Medford with 7 runs in the first and 1 thus far in the inning here in the second. There, a soft line drive. Snagged by Sala. And that will retire the side. For the Mustangs, they do pick up a run in the inning. And they make it an 8-0 lead, as you can see on your John L. Scott scoreboard. We will take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back with more here on TableRockSports.net.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
To the top of the third, it'll be Pike Adrian, Daniel DeConte, and Colin Sala, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Pitch high and wide from Patterson. Adrian playing third base for the Knights. Bouncing ball to third. McFall there. And they get him. That one ended up bouncing in. A little miscalculation there on the part of McFall. Pacro picks it up on the bounce and puts the tag on the runner.
Number 9, Daniel DeConte.
It'll show on the scorebook as a 5-3 ground out, but an adventurous one at that. DeConte started out the game in center field, moving over to right. Singled his first time up. The pitch, a strike from Pedersen, and it's 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Colin Sala on deck. DeConte beats that one foul. His first inning single, the only hit surrendered thus far by Patterson. Swing and a miss. Down goes DeConte. Got Patterson with 3 Ks on the evening. Sala, who grounded into a double play in the first. Looking for better luck this time. Shimmies away from the inside pitch from Patterson. A 1-0 count. Bases empty with 2 gone. Upstairs, the offering from Patterson. Sala ahead 2-0. The on-deck hitter, Troy Riley. Patterson missing outside. 3-0. Sala looks that one all the way in to make it 3-1. And here a strike called, and that'll run the count full at 3-2.
Obviously, Sala did not agree with that call by the umpire.
He was ready to make a little stroll down to first.
Tossing his bat to his teammates and heading on down to first base. And
here, comebacker. Patterson. A little foot race to the bag. He'll win that one. And that'll retire the side. Your John L. Scott scoreboard after 2.5. It is the Mustangs 8, the Knights nothing. We'll be back on the other side of this break.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can, as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
For the Mustangs, we'll have Mason Snopel, Grady Sickler, and Keegan Painter. The lower third of the Mustangs' batting order. New pitcher in the game, it looks like. Nathan Chick, wearing number 8, the right-hander. On in relief of Davies. So Chick representing the third pitcher of the evening. The Mustangs have had their number tonight with 8 hits. And no walks on the evening. However, a couple of hitters have assisted the Mustangs' cause. Here's Mason Snopel. He got aboard on an error and scored in the first. He'll lead things off here in the third inning as Chick. We get our first look at him for Reno. Pitch way outside, bounces back to the screen. Snopel, just the other day, stole 4 bases in a game. The Mustangs, comparatively speaking, not a real huge base stealing team, but they do get their share. And Snopel now tied for the team lead with Painter. Here, 3-0 the count. But this Mustangs team can hit. Almost all their regular players are hitting over 300. And up and down the roster, you have quite a number of players with on-base percentages over 400. So you got to say one thing for them, regardless of what other struggles they may be having, they've rarely found themselves out of a game. Saw that earlier this week against Sun West. A wild game that culminated in a 10-9 victory for Medford. Fouled away. Count 3-2. Fouled back to the screen. Grady Sickler, the on-deck hitter.
Pitch number 8 of the at-bat here.
And here he goes the opposite way, but he'll lash that one foul. Begin to see the smoke kind of rolling in from the north. It's been a tough day out there. The folks get out in the Sam's Valley, East Evans Creek, Shady Cove area. Here, a bouncing ball hit down to short. Throw across the infield is in time. Six to 3 on the ground out. Here's Grady Sickler. Singled and scored.
Good 9-pitch at-bat there by Snowball. It's our second 9-pitch at-bat of the ball game.
And here Chick promptly gets ahead of Sickler. The 0-1 count. Grady playing high school ball back in the spring. They had a little bit of an injury scare with him. Initially thought that he had a torn labrum, but it turned out, thankfully, not to be that. But they kind of brought him back along slowly. So perhaps at the bat, we have not seen him nearly as much as we might under ordinary circumstances. Low and inside from Chick gives us a 1-2 count. Sickler going into his senior year at Cascade Christian. He's played some football as well as baseball. Rumor has it his younger brother Griffin will be a freshman this year as another outstanding athlete. Payoff pitch, fouled back. It'll remain 3-2.
9-pitch at bat, and this will be pitch number 6 here to Sickler. And he draws a walk. 2 really good at bats by the Mustangs.
So runner down to first with 1 gone. And here's Keegan Painter. Painter singled and scored back in the first.
What are we signaling down there?
Ryan McFall coming in to run for Painter. Oh, he's hitting. I'm sorry, hitting for Painter. So Coach John King going to his bench.
Well, Sickler's still over at first.
So Sickler at first. Yeah, we got number 3. That's McFall at the plate.
Oh, McFall hitting for Painter?
Yes.
I see.
McFall Ryan McFall, that is, in limited action. He's done a lot of work as a courtesy runner, but in 15 at-bats, he has 7 hits on the year. So, like Sean, he can hit. 467 average. Also drawn a trio of walks, and here he finds the hole, the 5-6 hole, and gets aboard with a base hit.
So, sounds like he should be at the plate more because that officially makes him 500 on the year.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
8 of 16.
Yeah.
I'd be putting the bat in his hands a little bit more.
He's certainly making the case here.
Yeah, 8 of 16. I like to see that from anybody.
Yeah. And with the opportunities he's had in the field, looks like primarily playing the infield. So for the Mustangs now, they have nine, 10 hits, 9 in the ball game. To the top of the order, Patterson walked and scored in the first. Also in the first inning, hit an RBI single. Pitch up and in. Count 1-1. Pitch outside.
The Mustangs doing a really good job at the plate this evening, being patient. They're not chasing really anything. When they've gotten behind in the count, they've done a really good job of battling back, fouling off pitches, keeping counts alive. And that's pitch 23 already of the inning for Chick.
Pop up on the infield. There at shortstop. Closing the glove on it, Colin Sala. And there is 2 gone. Here's Brady Patterson. 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. Painting the corner. Chick gets ahead of Patterson. We're talking about pitch selection for hitting. Joseph, there's 9 hitters on the Mustangs who have either as many walks as they do strikeouts, or they have more walks than strikeouts. Something you don't always necessarily expect from young hitters, but coming into the game, McFall 11-5, a 2-to-1 ratio. Here, a bouncing ball hit down to second. Throw to first in time, and that will retire the side. So the Mustangs get runners aboard, but do not score. John L. Scott scoreboard shows the Medford Mustangs 8, the Reno Knights 0. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit heartinsurance.com.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Super.
All right. Go to the fourth inning. Reno looking to get on the board. They'll send to the plate Troy Riley, Sawyer Sala, and Jackson Matthews. Patterson, a little off-speed pitch there. Riley walked his first time up. Hitter up on the plate. Pitch underneath his hands there, and Riley ahead 2-0. Ball popped up on the infield. Patterson calls for it. Will make the catch, and there's one gone.
First baseman, number 17.
Sawyer Sala, the hitter. Today's starting pitcher moved to first base and grounded out in his first at bat. Sala, a right-handed thrower, left-handed hitter, ahead of Patterson, 1-0. Patterson catches the outside corner to even it up at 1-1. Ball, that one's going to fall in for a base hit. Going the opposite way, Sawyer Sala gives the Knights their second hit of the ball game. Just drop that one in.
Number 20, Jackson Matthews.
By definition, I suppose you could call that a Texas leaguer that just kind of hung up there a little bit and fell in. Here's Jackson Matthews. Takes one inside, 1-0. Matthews struck out in the second inning. Takes a cut and misses there. Pitch, Douglas looking for it. With that, Sala will take advantage of the opportunity to take off. Gets himself in scoring position. 2-1 to Matthews. Matthews practicing patience at the plate. Working a 3-1 count here against Patterson. Matthews with Patterson out of the stretch. Pitch outside. Matthews draws the walk.
Patterson's command not really there this evening. He's doing a good job of controlling the game, but 62 pitches now through 3 1/3.
Medford comfortably in front, but Reno, with their ability to hit the ball, by no means out of it. But Ederson gets ahead here. Cade from the stretch. And the count 1-1. Swing and a miss. Cook 0 for 1 on the day, flew out to center field back in the second on a good hustle play by Brady Patterson. 1-2 pitch. That'll be hit foul down the left field line.
Action down in the Mustangs bullpen. Can't quite see who's down there. I did just see Jetty Robertson come back from the bullpen. He was working a little bit.
Here, Patterson. A welcome strikeout, and there is 2 gone. Danny Kashishian, he started the game in right field, and he's been playing second base. Two aboard with 2 out. Pitch fouled off. You've got Sawyer Sala at second. Matthews at first. Kashishian awaits the pitch, a called strike. Advantage Patterson, 0-2. Pitch way up high, 1-2. The breeze continues to blow out here at Harry and David Field. And here, Patterson works his way out of the jam, and that'll retire the side. After 4.5, 3.5, it is the Mustangs 8, and the Knights nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
123 right now at Abby's. Abby's BLT celebration is on. 1. Grab a large for under $20. 2. Go giant and get 50% more pizza. 3. Sauce it up with our new signature sauces. Now that's legendary. Our BLT pizza is loaded with 2 kinds of bacon, fresh lettuce, juicy tomatoes, and real cheese, all on our hand-rolled dough. Celebrate birthdays, graduations, and sports parties for less with our BLT. It's as easy as ABC. Order now at abbys.com.
Prices at the pump are up, but at Lippert's, prices are at record lows, and we're giving you something extra this summer. Waterproof click flooring, just $1.99 a square foot. Designer tile, $2.99. Carpet, an amazing 99 cents. And you get a free gas card with flooring purchase. That's right, a free gas card with your flooring purchase. Time to pump up the savings on your next project at Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. And new pitcher in the game, Ben Trny. He'll get his warm-ups in. Right-hander with kind of a funky motion out there, and we get a first look at him today as he gets ready to go to work against Sean McFall who will be followed by Blake Patro and Easton Douglas. McFall got aboard with a bunt single, and then he tripled in the second and scored a run. Working on an equipment issue here and get that all squared away. Now McFall gets ready to stand back in, resume play. And McFall will end up hitting it out to left field. Nice long line drive, but the catch made by Matthews, and there's one gone. F7 on the play. Blake Patro singled, scored a run, and then popped up to first in his second at-bat. One out in the inning. Pounds it foul. Oh, 1 pitch. Fouled back. 0-2. Easton Douglas on deck for the Mustangs. 7 runs scored in the first inning as they brought 11 hitters to the plate. And then an additional run scored by McFall in the second. And they've been quiet since. Trny, the fourth pitcher of the game for the Knights. Ball hit, cue shot hit right up the middle, base hit. So Patro with his second hit of the ball game. Give Medford a runner aboard with 1 out. Ball hit in the air. Valiant effort there by Sala, but can't quite get there. Douglas 0 for 2, but on his second at-bat, he brought a run home on a ground out. Pitch outside, 1-1. That pitch kind of in on the hand, skinny part of the bat. It's kind of a weird feeling when you hit that skinny part of the bat. Douglas now with a 1-2 count against Trny. Runner on first. 1 out. Bottom of the fourth. The Mustangs with the 8-0 lead. That pitch inside. And now the count at 2-2. Morgan Austin, the on-deck hitter. Ball popped up in the air, right on the edge of the infield. Colin Sala there to make a play. And there's 2 gone. Pitch to Austin, finds the inside corner. 0-1 to the Mustang shortstop. Austin, little seeing eye base hit over the mitt of Sala. And Morgan goes diving into second with the double. So Morgan Austin into second. Patro into third. So second and third with 2 gone. An RBI opportunity for Mason Snopel. Snopel 0 for 2 on the day. Got aboard on an error and scored a run and then grounded out. Trny comes to the plate. Pitch will miss inside. 1-0. Ball popped up in the air to center field. Running in and making the catch is Troy Riley, and that'll retire the side. It remains an 8-0 Mustangs lead. After 4 complete, we'll be back with the 5th right after this.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
We'll go to the top of the 5th inning, and Cade Pedersen, who got in a little bit of trouble last inning but worked his way out with a pair of strikeouts, will continue on.
Pinch hitting in the pitcher spot. Number 4, Cruz Call.
And we have a pinch hitter. It'll be Cruz Call. Left fielder, pinch hitting. So Trny puts in an inning, and Call will hit in his spot, right-handed hitter. Just a wee bit of a close stance, and here he'll pop this one up, and out of play it will go. Oh and 2 to the leadoff hitter here in the inning. Swing and a miss. Down goes Call. And here's the third baseman, Pike Adrian. Adrian grounded out to third in his first at-bat. It's there for a strike. 0-1. Coach with a little discussion with his hitter. Joseph, I always think it would be interesting to kind of have a coach mic'd up in those situations just to know what the discussion might be all about.
Right.
Here, Adrian working against Patterson.
Run a little hot mic down there into the corner of the netting and
yes,
leave it on.
Yeah, there you go. Probably maybe with a little bit of a delay, yeah, would be a good thing too. 2-1 the count now. And here, Patterson pours this one in as the count goes 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Outside. Count full at 3-2. Patterson with the payoff pitch, and he'll miss on it. Adrian goes down to first, and that is the fourth walk surrendered in the contest by Cade Patterson. So here in the fifth, the Knights have a runner aboard, and Daniel DeConte, one of two hitters to reach via the base hit against Patterson. One-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. DeConte singled in the first, struck out in the third. Colin Sala on deck. Throw over. Adrian back in plenty of time. One pitch. Patterson missing outside to the right-handed hitter. Count now 3-1. DeConte standing in, and he'll punch it foul.
Pitch 85 now for Pedersen.
So he's got some mileage on there. Looked like he might be in a little trouble last inning with a couple of hitters aboard. Then he got out of it with a pair of strikeouts. Here, inside it goes.
And
5
here
walks
comes Coach
now.
Wolf.
So pitching coach Brett Wolf will come in. And we'll see where what the discussion ends up resulting in here. Talked about this tournament in honor of Sandy Kensinger and Brett Wolf there on the mound. You have another one of those fixtures of Medford baseball over the years, longtime coach at North Medford. Back in my days as working as a sports reporter, always enjoyed doing interviews with Coach Wolf. A great source of stories. Yeah, when I think about Medford baseball, I think of guys like Brett Wolf and Coach Kensinger and Jim McAbee back in the day. So we got runners at first and second with one gone. And Pedersen starts out solid with a strike. And now the count even up at 1-1. Sala grounded into a double play. And then he hit that comebacker that resulted in a foot race to the bag with Sala. Pedersen won. And that fouled off as the count goes 1-2. Troy Riley, the on-deck hitter for the Knights. Home plate umpire calling time. Everybody back at their stations. 1-2 pitch on the way. Pitch low for a ball. It's 2-2. Inside from Pedersen. Got a full count at 3-2. One more ball here would load them up. Three-two pitch. Ball hit in the air to right field. And there to make the catch is Sickler. And there's two gone. So fly out to Sickler, and as was noted up here in the skybox, that probably could have been ball 4. Riley, the hitter, walked and popped up. There's a strike. 0-1. Riley fouls that one back to the screen. Advantage Pedersen at 0-2. Runners at first and second. Pitch outside. Douglas there. Good play on the pitch. Lights on in the ballpark as the sun works its way down. Swing and a miss. And Pedersen once again bending but not breaking. Your score: the Mustangs 8, the Knights 0. We'll be back with the bottom of the fifth in 60 seconds.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
Back here at Harry and David Field, it'll be Grady Sickler, Ryan McFall, and Cade Pedersen. And remember that any time before or after the game is a great time to stop by Dutch Bros for your favorite drink. Dutch Bros supports the communities that support them. Of course, a great place to stop by for post-game pizza, Abby's Pizza. And just like Dutch Bros, you can just about find one on nearly every corner. You can think of a couple locations here close to the ballpark. And great place for memories, Abby's Pizza. And we're glad to have them as part of the sponsor lineup. Sickler, the hitter, officially 1 for 1. He has walked, scored a run, and drawn a walk. Sickler coming into the game, hitting .250. So thus far, he's improved on that a little bit. And again, the catcher having a little bit of trouble with his chest protector. They'll try to get that squared away. So now, Cook back behind the plate. Sickler watches the off-speed pitch in from Robertson. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2. Here, Sickler will foul that one off. Robertson now the 5th pitcher of the game for the Reno Knights. Here's Sickler. taking care of his gloves, and Sickler on board for the third time in this game. McFall singled his first time up. McFall ahead 2-0. Runner on first. Nobody out. McFall, he's shown the ability to make contact, and here he's showing an ability to show patience at the plate. 3-0 pitch. There's a strike right down the middle. Robertson, pitch outside. Cook once again having to reach over to grab that one, and McFall drawing the walk. So that'll move Grady Sickler down to second. To the top of the order we will go for Cade Pedersen. A little discussion out there on the hill. But yes, for the Knights, this is their fifth pitcher. They had Sala, who pitched 2/3 of an inning. Then Davies was in for an inning and a third. Chick came in to throw an inning. Trny came in for one. And here's Robertson finding himself in a little bit of jam as he gets ready to take on the ever-dangerous Cade Pedersen. 2 men aboard with nobody out. Floats that pitch in, but it goes for a ball. It's 2-0. Now, coach come in from the dugout. Assemble for a little meeting of the minds. With nobody out and Patterson ahead 2-0, we've got Brady Patterson on deck. Mustangs threatening to get this thing up to the 10-run mark. Two and 0 to Patterson. Got McFall at first, Sickler at second. Robertson out of the stretch, comes to the plate. The pitch outside, it's 3-0. And there, a pitch goes for a ball. So Patterson down the first, and that'll load him up for Brady Patterson. Ryan McFall makes his way down to second. Grady Sickler on to third. Patterson, we've seen him catch. We've seen him play right field. He's also, I believe, done a turn at third, but he's playing center field tonight.
Got a chance to end this ball game right now.
Just send through 4 balls and you swing at it.
And now we got a runner down at first for the Mustangs. Freeman Roundtree coming in to run. Count even up at 1-1. One pitch from Robertson. Inside as the count goes 2-1. Robertson sets, comes to the plate. Inside, it's 3-1. If the Mustangs can get this score to hold, they haven't had a shutout since the 18th of June. And that was right in the middle of a run where they had 3 in a row. But the last one they had was in their league opener against the Eugene Challengers. Of course, Eugene has now pretty much run away with Area 4. Full count. And a bouncing ball. That's going to find its way through for a base hit. 1 run comes around. Sickler scores to make it 9-0. Coach Savage going to go ahead and make a pitching change here. And why don't we go ahead and take a moment to step away as they get set up for the next one. And so we'll be right back after this timeout on TableRockSports.net.
123 right now at Abby's. Abby's BLT celebration is on. 1. Grab a large for under $20. 2. Go giant and get 50% more pizza. 3. Sauce it up with our new signature sauces. Now that's legendary. Our BLT pizza is loaded with 2 kinds of bacon, fresh lettuce, juicy tomatoes, and real cheese, all on our hand-rolled dough. Celebrate birthdays, graduations, and sports parties for less with our BLT. It's as easy as ABC. Order now at abbys.com.
Prices at the pump are up. But at Lippert's, prices are at record lows, and we're giving you something extra this summer. Waterproof click flooring, just $1.99 a square foot. Designer tile, $2.99. Carpet, an amazing 99 cents. And you get a free gas card with flooring purchase. That's right, a free gas card with your flooring purchase. Time to pump up the savings on your next project at Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
Here at the ballpark, here in David Field, bases. Well, we got runner down at third. And Peyton McCormick in. Nobody out, so he's got an unenviable task here. As he gets ready to go to work against Sean McFall. You got the runner. Let's see here, we got McFall at third, Roundtree at second, And Patterson at first. So McCormick. Does a little landscaping on the bump and gets ready to go to work. McFall, probably the last hitter you really want to see in this situation if you're McCormick. McFall bunted his way on in the first. In the second, he had a triple and scored a run. And he's also flown out on the night. Here, it's a ground ball. A play at the plate. Force out there, and there's one gone. So they got the out that they needed to keep the run from scoring. Bases loaded. One out.
Kid's going to get it.
Blake Patro. 2 for 3 today. On a pair of singles. Run scored. Here, little excuse me swing there, and it's evened up at 1-1. Pitch from McCormick. Misses its target. 2-1 now. Mustangs with 12 hits in the game. Here, fouls that off. 2-2 the count. Easton Douglas, the catcher, on deck for the Mustangs. Patro swings. And fouls that, just a little foul tip there, and 2-2. Here, he'll go ahead. Bouncing ball. They're going to throw it to the plate. And they get the out there. So 2 plays at the plate have bailed the Knights out so far. Easton Douglas, as he sees a bases loaded situation with 2 out. Douglas struck out, RBI ground out, and popped up the short. Douglas swings and misses, and it's an 0-1 count. McCormick drops that one in. That'll be called a ball as the count goes 1-1. One count. The pitch. 2-1. Douglas has drawn 23 walks on the season, and he's only struck out 7 times. The very definition of a contact hitter. 3-1 the count now. 3-1 pitch on the way. Douglas brings run number 10 home, and he'll send him home as the Medford Mustangs prevail by a score of 10-0. So the Mustangs register their first shutout since June 18th against Eugene. They ended up putting 7 runs on the board and never really looked back in this ball game. Mustangs with 12 hits on the night. Brady Patterson, Sean McFall, Blake Patro, and Morgan Austin. Patro ended up with a pair of RBIs on the night. Grady Sickler and Brady Patterson scored 2 runs apiece. Meanwhile, Cade Pedersen ends up running his record to 6-1 with the shutout. And the Mustangs end up improving their record to 22-9. Now they'll next be in action against Lido's Lab Scout team, and that will be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that will be the debut of Dylan Foster on the mic. So I look forward to that. And I'm glad to be with you this evening as the Mustangs get their tournament off to a good start with a victory, 10-0, against the Reno Knights. For my cameraman, Joseph Brett, and Dylan Foster, I'm Jim McCoy. Thank you for joining us, and have a great night.